everybody! Welcome to another Nap Stories. Where's my crew? Sadness?
I am here, Joy. Nobody told me we were starting already.
Anxiety, welcome. Envy, do you want to start us off?
Sure. If you like our stories, please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss out on any stories.
Fantastic! Well, I am going to go take my place. Anxiety, you will take over?
Yup, I sure will.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. And remember, let's make this our best story yet.
It was late October, and headquarters was buzzing with excitement. Outside, the crisp autumn air and changing leaves marked the beginning of Halloween season. Inside Riley's mind, the emotions were preparing for the annual debate, to trick-or-treat or not to trick-or-treat.
I don't care how old Riley is. We have to go trick-or-treating!
Shouted Joy, practically bouncing in place. She was already wearing a tiny witch hat she had conjured up.
Halloween is fun! It's tradition! Free candy, remember?
Fear, who was cautiously eyeing the costume from across the room, shook his head.
But what if we get weird looks? What if people think we're too old and give us the disappointed stare? Or worse, say something embarrassing?
Anger slammed his fist on the console.
Forget those people. Riley deserves her candy, just like every other year. If anyone says she's too old, we'll show them what we think
Okay, easy there.
Seriously? Have you guys seen what middle schoolers do for Halloween? If we go trick-or-treating, we'll look like little kids. Gross. Let's skip the whole thing and avoid the humiliation.
Disgust groaned and rolled her eyes. Sadness, sitting quietly in the corner, chimed in with her usual somber tone.
Maybe we should let go of the trick-or-treating. Riley's growing up, and that's just kind of sad, you know? We can still have fun, but maybe in a more mature way.
The debate raged on. Joy bounced back and forth, trying to lift everyone's spirits, but the division was growing. Riley's conflicting emotions were becoming more apparent as Halloween approached. Riley, feeling the conflict within, stared at her phone as her friends messaged her about their Halloween plans. Some were excited about trick-or-treating, while others were talking about going to Halloween parties instead. Her heart was torn. As Halloween grew closer, Joy was determined to tip the scales in favor of tradition. She gathered fear, anger, and sadness in a meeting.
We can't let Halloween slip by without doing something fun! Remember how much Riley used to love picking out costumes?
Joy said, bringing up memories of past Halloweens where Riley's face lit up as she picked out her pirate, princess, or superhero outfits. Anger crossed his arms, still fuming from the earlier discussion.
Yeah, and don't forget about the candy. The candy!
He banged the console again for emphasis. Fear was less convinced.
But what if it's different this time? What if she feels like she doesn't fit in anymore?
That's just it. Riley needs something to hold on to. She's in middle school now, and things are changing so fast. Halloween could be our way of reminding her that she can still have fun, no matter how old she is.
Joy responded, her voice softening. Meanwhile, in the outside world, Riley's best friend Meg sent a text.
Hey, are you trick-or-treating this year? You can come with me.
Riley stared at the message, unsure how to respond. She loved Halloween, but wasn't sure she could handle trick-or-treating now that she was in middle school. Would people think she was immature? At headquarters, the emotions watched anxiously as Riley's hand hovered over her phone. They needed a plan, and fast. While Joy was busy trying to keep the excitement alive, disgust and sadness sat off to the side, observing the growing tension.
I hate to say it, but Joy is pushing too hard. She's acting like Halloween's going to solve everything. Riley's not a little kid anymore.
Disgust muttered. Sadness nodded, watching the memories of past Halloweens play on the screen.
It's tough growing up. She wants to have fun, but she's worried that she'll be judged if she does.
On Halloween morning, Riley's friends were still sending messages. Some were going trick-or-treating, others were talking about a Halloween movie marathon. Riley felt stuck between two worlds, the carefree days of childhood and the pressures of fitting in as a teenager. In headquarters, anger was at his wit's end.
Enough of this indecision. We should just go for it. No more overthinking.
But disgust interrupted.
Hold on. Have you thought about how embarrassing it'll be if we get stuck out there with a bunch of little kids? Riley'll feel ridiculous.
Maybe we can just stay in and watch some movies? Less chance of things going terribly wrong?
Fear, nervously twitching, said. Sadness, though usually quiet, finally spoke up.
What if Riley could do both? Maybe she doesn't have to give up the fun parts of Halloween. She could go trick-or-treating with her younger friends, but spend time with her older friends afterward. Maybe that's what growing up is, figuring out how to balance things.
Joy's eyes lit up.
Sadness, you might be onto something.
That evening, Riley found herself torn. She could hear kids outside laughing and running from house to house in their costumes. Meanwhile, her friends were sending pictures of their parties and movie nights. She felt a pang of sadness. This Halloween didn't feel as simple as the ones before. But then she had an idea. Picking up her phone, she texted Meg.
Hey, how about we go trick-or-treating for a little while, and then maybe catch that movie afterward?
Her heart raced as she waited for the reply. In headquarters, Joy was practically vibrating with excitement.
This is perfect. She gets to do both.
Fear bit his nails.
Are we sure this is the right move? What if neither group is happy?
Sadness gently smiled.
It's not about making everyone happy all the time. It's about letting Riley make her own choices. And she's trying to balance what makes her happy.
Soon, Meg replied.
Sure, that sounds like fun. I'll grab my costume. See you in a bit.
As Riley pulled on her witch costume and grabbed her candy bucket, the emotions in headquarters finally seemed at peace. Joy led the charge, but sadness, fear, anger, and disgust all knew they had played their part. Riley was growing up, but that didn't mean she had to leave all the fun behind. As the night went on, Riley trick-or-treated with her younger friends for a while, enjoying the familiar excitement of Halloween night. Later, she met up with her older friends, sharing laughs over Halloween movies and snacks. It wasn't exactly like the Halloweens of her childhood, but it was special in its own way. And in headquarters, the emotions celebrated a successful Halloween, knowing that even though Riley was growing up, she could still hold on to the things that mattered most.
That's my girl. I knew she had it in her the whole time.
Another year of embarrassment averted.
I knew she couldn't resist the candy.
Well, everyone, thank you for joining us, and we hope to catch you on our next story. Happy Halloween!
Happy
Happy
Halloween!
Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.